Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time coming by, hi, I'm Julia, nice to meet you. And if you're already a subscriber of mine, hello, nice to see you, welcome back. So today is going to be an eye look tutorial using the MORPHE 35O palette. I love this palette. It's so inexpensive, but it's such a good quality palette. You have so many different ranges of colors. You have your darker colors. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much, but if you're looking for kind of like a just OG perfect eyeshadow palette for whether you want everyday looks, glammy looks, dark looks, orangey looks, like, this is such a good palette. So this is the look I came up with today. It's kind of just like that perfect cut crease. This is like kind of the look where if you're going somewhere and you're just like, I want to do my makeup. I want to look like I know what I'm doing. I want to look like I am a beauty guru. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what this look is. And I know a lot of you really love my makeup tutorials. In my giveaway video, when I had asked you guys like, oh, what are your favorite videos? A majority of them said makeup tutorials. So I want to try to do those more, but I don't know, for some reason, I feel like those videos just don't do as well as some of my other ones. So I don't know what the deal is, but to help me out, if you like my makeup tutorials and you want to see more of them, hit that like button. I know I'm a broken record, but guys, like, it just helps the algorithm. It helps get the video out there more, and it helps let me know, like, I can tangibly see, like, okay, like, you guys really like these videos. The likes are great. Per usual, I will link all the products that I use down below, and let's get into the eye tutorial. Okay, so I went ahead and put on all my makeup, except for obviously eyeshadow, and then I waited on the lips too because I just want to see how it turns out. But really quick, if you're curious, I'll just go through really quick the makeup I'm wearing. I use the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist as my primer. For foundation, I use the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, which I have been loving lately. Oh, and I use the shade Fair, which is pretty much a perfect match for me. For concealer, I use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I got the color C1, which I think is a really good color if you're fair. To set everything, I use the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Contour, I use my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit. I use this shade here to like bronze, and then this shade here to just contour. For blush, I use my Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in the shade Pinch My Peach. That's like a tongue twister. Peach my cheeks and pinch my peach. This is what it looks like. If you saw my TJ Maxx haul, you'll know I got this at TJ Maxx. And if you see these blushes, totally pick them up, guys. I love this formula and it smells good. For highlighter, I used my Milani Strobe Light in the shade 01 Afterglow. Again, if you're fair and you want like a nice white but not like blue or pink undertone highlight, this one's awesome. And for brows, I use just my OG NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown and set them in place with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Okay, so first I'm gonna be taking this shade right here. They don't have names on the back. I wish these Morphe palettes did. They come with like a clear overlay with the names, and I saved it for this purpose and I can't find it to save my life. I really wish I had it so I could give you guys shade names. I can't find it, but this is kind of just a neutral kind of nude color, and any look I do like to start with like a base color, just because the shadows are just gonna lay so much nicer over other shadows, you know what I mean, rather than laying them over just your skin, which I did put concealer and setting powder on my eyelids already, but starting with just a fresh base of eyeshadow, I feel like just makes things blend nicer. So I'm literally just putting this all over the place, even like underneath my brows. Next, I'm gonna be taking this shade right here. So maybe I'll describe it as that. So it's first row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth column. Oh, by the way, I'm using my Sigma E35 tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna use this shade as a transition shade just to start building up some color. And I'm not really being precise with this. I'm kind of just throwing it all over the place. And I like to bring my shadows more inside, like towards my tear duct here, because I feel like my eyes are a little bit farther apart, and bringing my shades in is gonna make my eyes look a little bit more closer together. But if you feel like your eyes are kind of closer together, then I would just focus on the outside of your eye, because that's gonna kind of just make your eyes look more out and cat-like. But like I said, I like to do the opposite and make my eyes look closer together, as weird as that sounds. Another little trick, especially if we're gonna be doing a cut crease, is for me, I like to keep my eyes open and then just kind of shove my brush in there, because it's just gonna kind of naturally find its way into your natural crease. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is kind of an unpopular way of doing things. So I'm gonna go in with a darker shade and kind of just really start laying down the crease, and then I'm gonna go lighter and lighter and just kind of work on blending it out. You can do the opposite. You can start with, you know, going a little bit darker, then a little bit darker, then a little bit darker, but I find that when I do that, I always end up working my way back up anyways. So I do this kind of just to save some time. But what color do I want to do? I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here. So this is gonna be the 4th row and the 7th column. It's just a really pretty kind of warmer brown shade. And I'm gonna be taking a Morphe M431 pencil brush, and I'm going to start carving my crease. So I do have hooded eyes, which means, like, I don't know if you can see, but when I'm looking straight on, you see how this part of my eye kind of comes over my eyelid? I go back and forth in how I do my cut creases with hooded eyes. Sometimes I will cut my crease higher and kind of go in up here to create a false crease that's higher than my natural crease. But lately I've just been kind of just saying, you know what, I've got hooded eyes, like I'm just gonna kind of just go in my natural crease. I kind of do something a little more in between, so that's what I'm doing today. But if you are worried about your hooded eyes and want to make yourself look like you have a bigger eyelid, you can do that and go way above your natural crease and just continue the tutorial exactly the same. So I don't know if you saw, but I kind of started with my eye in like a normal position, eyebrows down, and then once I got some color down, I lifted my eyebrows up, and then you could see, but there was some areas that I needed to fill in. So I kind of alternate. Natural eye, raise my eyebrows. Natural eye, raise my eyebrows, just to make sure I'm getting a nice even line. And it doesn't have to be perfect right now, because we're gonna blend, we're gonna cut the crease with concealer, so don't worry too hard about this part being perfect. I am bringing that in a little bit towards my tear duct, and then for the outer portion, I'm gonna stop about right here. If you wanted to do a cat eye, you could flick it out a little more, but this is just where I like to stop, kind of more natural eye. And then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit lighter. I'm gonna take this shade here, which is the 2nd row, 6th column. It's kind of just like a true chocolate brown. And I'm gonna be taking my Sigma E39 Buff and Blend brush. And I'm slowly gonna start just kind of buffing this a little bit on top. Just start the slow process of blending this out and kind of just diffusing that line a little bit. Okay, and now I'm taking a Sigma E38 diffused crease brush, which is kind of like the E35, but it's just a little bit more structured and a little bit more precise. And I'm gonna go back in with our transition shade, which was this guy here. And we're gonna kind of do the same concept, but just go a little bit higher and start blending it out just a little bit more. So about right here. And then we're gonna take our first brush, we're not gonna put any product, and we're just gonna kind of blend at the very, very top just to really get that true ombre blend. And I will say, guys, that's what's nice about these Morphe palettes is they really are so nice and easy to blend. Like, not only are they cheap and affordable, but they're pretty good quality eyeshadows. So that's kind of why I like them. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's cut the crease. I'm gonna take my concealer. I'm just gonna use that Makeup Revolution one. And any kind of flat brush, I'm using the e.l.f. concealer brush. And I like to put some on the back of my hand and work from there. And what's nice is we already kind of have like a basic shape. And right now we're just kind of cleaning it up, and we're just gonna take it and kind of just literally like cut the crease. In this part, you definitely do want to make sure your eyebrows are lifted so you can get a nice clean line. Oh, that part can be so nerve-wracking. And then I kind of like to just dab my finger very lightly just to make sure I don't have any like big globs. All right, now the hardest part of this whole look is doing it on the other side. Making it look even. And so I don't know if you're noticing that I'm doing this, but I'll start kind of like down low, and then I'll slowly creep up to the actual cut line. That way, like, I can kind of just compare, okay, yeah, this side needs a little bit more. So I'm slowly gonna creep up, because you can always go higher, but if you go too high, you're gonna have to kind of just do the whole thing over to drop the crease back lower, if that makes any sense. Right, that actually didn't turn out that bad. And don't worry too much, guys, like, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical, so it is literally going to be impossible for you to get that part perfect. And if you put on fake eyelashes, and once we put on some shimmer, you're not going to really notice if it's not perfect. So now, just to make sure the lines are blended, I'm going to take my Morphe pencil brush again, that excuse me, 431. I'm gonna wipe off some of that. And then we're barely gonna dab into our darkest shade again, this one here. And just very lightly, like, I'm just doing like one dab and I'm tapping it off. And just to kind of make sure there's a nice blend, I'm just going barely over the top of that cut crease. And then I'm not picking up anything else, I'm just grabbing that Sigma E38 brush again and just kind of blending. And if you're gonna be putting shimmer on, you wanna do this before you put the shimmer, because if you start doing this little like touch-up blending with the shimmer, you're gonna get shimmer in your crease, and it's gonna start looking a little sloppy. All right, so now let's go in with this shade here. So this is gonna be the third row down and the 6th column. So row 3, column 6. And I'm gonna end up using my finger. I just feel like shimmers, your finger just works so much better. But since we have kind of a more precise cut crease, I'm gonna start off with that same brush we used, that e.l.f. concealer brush. But then I'm gonna pack on more color with my finger. And we're just gonna pat. Now that we got some down, I'm going in with my finger and again, gonna pat. Ooh, so pretty. And repeat that process on the other side. Okay, now we're just gonna work on the bottom. So I'm going to take our transition shade, which was this guy here, And I'm picking up that E38 Diffused crease brush, and we're just going to run that underneath. And then with that Morphe pencil brush, let's take, I don't want to take the dark, do I want to take the darkest shade? I don't. I want to take this shade again. Second row, 6th column. And we're just going to put that a little bit closer to our lash line. Because for some reason, having light skin, yeah, you can make like a dark under eye like work, but I don't know. I feel like lighter underneath the eye just works out better if you're more fair. Unless if you really want a super dramatic, like smoky look, but yeah. If you wanted it more dramatic, you could go in with that darker shade that we used, but I want it just a little less dramatic. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on some eyelashes. Yeah, maybe I'll use these. I'm gonna put on a pair of my Kiss Ever Easy lashes. These I buy at Walmart, guys, and they're so nice. When I wear these, I get so many compliments because they're like fluttery and fluffy and natural. And the band is thin. These are just really good lashes. Totally recommend. I don't know, yeah, I don't know if they have a style. Any Kiss lashes are always really, really good. So I'll be right back. And then we'll pick out our lipstick. Okay, we're in business. So now for the finishing touch, let's just throw on some lipstick. I'm gonna use the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle. I love these liquid lipsticks. They're perfect if you're looking for a matte lipstick that is comfortable. This won't make your lips feel like crusty or nasty, but you still get the matte look. Alrighty guys, so this is the completed look. Hopefully you guys got some helpful hints, good ideas, and if you have this palette, hopefully this gave you a little inspiration on a look to use with it. I also hope you're having a really good day wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. I hope your day is treating you nice. And if it's not, just take a deep breath and just tell yourself tomorrow's a fresh day. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for taking some time to come by here, and I'll catch you in my next video.